Welcome to Rossman Radio, the podcast where we dive deep into the journeys of entrepreneurs, founders, and e-commerce brands that are breaking through the noise and scaling like never before. I'm Alysse, and Rossman Media is a trend-forward social media agency specializing in going viral and delivering 10x returns for the brands that we work with. Each week, I'll sit down with industry disruptors to talk about the highs, the lows, and the exact strategies that help them grow from their first sale to multi-million-dollar milestones. If you're ready to unlock what it really takes to win on social, build a community, and multiply your revenue, then you're in the right place. Let's get into it. Welcome back to Rossman Radio. This is Alysse, one of your hosts, and I'm here with Gary Flynn from Dumas and Sons, and we're going to be talking about how this brand has completely exploded and beat the odds during COVID. Welcome, Gary.
Thank you. Thanks very much for the time. Looking forward to the conversation.
We're excited. Dumas and Sons definitely has a very long legacy. I mean, this is a brand where you could almost pick out of a line of clothing and know which one is from you. And I think that that's hard to do today, right? With like all the copycats and everything and all the different brands out there, it's just so distinguished. And that's definitely not an easy thing to do. So how have you guys done? Like, how do you balance honoring that tradition, that look that everyone kind of goes to your brand for, with also kind of keeping up with the trends currently?
Yeah, that's a great question. Because thankfully we've been in business now since 1917. So what is that, 108 years so far?
Wow.
The last 9 years that I've been here has been quite an evolution, or quite almost a revolution. This business has had to evolve hundreds of times probably over the last 100 years, and they've done it in a very dramatic fashion. So what we've gone through over the last 9 years is no different to what the whole brand has done over its course of time. And so some of the things that we really try to do is evolve and move forward as quickly as we can, and yet try to bring our legacy customers with us, and kind of who we are and our DNA doesn't completely go away. You have to still be relevant to who you are and be comfortable in your own skin, but you also have to push yourself and your customer into something new, or else at the end of the day, they don't really need you, right? We're in a business of want, not really in a business of need. And so I have to remind that to my team all the time. Is like, yeah, nobody needs the thing that we sell. They want what we sell. They want what we have. They want what our attitude is, what our environment is, what it feels like when you're in the store shopping, instead of how you shop when you're at home. It's a completely different experience, and that's what people want from us. And so those have been things that we are very cognizant of, and try to make sure that we stay true to who we are while we are evolving.
And you guys have done a really good job at that. I mean, what role has storytelling played in shaping how you guys market the brand today?
Oh, I think it's so important. I'm very thankful to have somebody on the team that handles our social media for us, that really knows our brand inside and out. He's been here a long time, and he knows the voice that we are, and he's very consistent with it. And so I think, and it's a challenge, if you're changing people who are doing that for your business, they really have to understand who your brand is, and how to transmit that, I guess, through social media, to make sure that it's felt on the other end the way you intend it to be felt. And it's not an easy task, but
No.
I think we're doing a pretty decent job of it.
You are. And, that's something that we point out to a lot of our clients, where, everyone's like, will come to us and be like, I'm not getting as many sales on my Facebook ads that I used to be getting. And a lot of times it's because they're not working with someone that really understands their brand. And then the second component of that is, you can't just put an ad or a organic post out there saying, oh, check out this shirt for, $40, buy now. You have to
Mm-hmm.
really put something out there, like you said, that makes people feel something and really makes them like want to be the brand. Like it's not just about the clothing that you guys source, but it's the lifestyle that you're projecting of the person that is wearing your clothing, buying your accessories. What are they doing on the weekends? What are they doing in their free time? What sports are they involved with? Do they golf? Do they surf? Are they going to brunch? And you want to show that because that is going
Mm-hmm.
to resonate to the person that's looking to purchase these items. And they're like, oh, I want to be like that guy. That guy looks awesome. I want to look like that when I'm at the forest,
Yep.
or I want to
Yep.
look like that when I'm at church, whatever it might be.
Mm-hmm. And you know, we are fortunate enough to have a pretty large store and a broad um, product mix in the store. So there's actually a few different um, people that we try to make sure that we're taken care of. And so it's not just one individual that encompasses all of the style that we carry. Because we've got some heritage brands in the store from some of the outdoor people like Silson and Barber, and then we've got Madison Creek and a few others that are really more outdoors friendly. And so how you speak to that crowd is a little bit different than the sport coat and suit crowd, right?
Right.
And which is also a little bit different than the golf kind of crowd. So we try to remain true to who we are, and yet speak um, I don't know, with some authority, I guess, with each of those different components.
Yeah, I mean, you nailed it. And it sounds like, you guys really have a good grasp on that. It is so important to be talking to any type of person that might potentially be interested in your products. Because if, you show the same content to every customer profile, then you're going to attract some, not all. And
Hmm.
that's something that we do. It's one of the first things that we do is we identify every customer profile, every demographic, who do we want in our stuff, right? Buying our products. And like you said initially, like it's not something that people need, it's what people want. And so if you identify all the different types of people, then you can start to test content for those different demographics, and then you can target them differently too. And that's when marketing really comes in and can explode your business. So over the years, what has been the most effective marketing channel for you guys?
I think the most effective marketing channel for us is really it's probably been Instagram, to be honest. Um, and I think that it gives us the opportunity to showcase stories as well as posts, as well as promotions, as well as trunk shows that are happening this weekend. Like it's a great venue to really get a quick one-stop shop look at what's happening right now with us. I think Facebook has its positive things as well. But I'd say that just as far as the essence of who we are as a brand, I think Instagram does the best job of portraying that for us. Um, None of it is a replacement for being in the store.
Of course.
So I want to be clear about that. I think, right, yeah, that the experience is in the store. It's hard to get that experience and duplicate it on your website, let's say, because it's different. You're not physically in a store for one, right? But then you're not hearing the music. You're not seeing that we're offering you a beer or a scotch or whatever, and we've got cool music playing on our playlist, and it's kind of the whole thing comes together in a smiling face and somebody who knows what they're talking about as far as being an authority in the business, and all of that. It all wraps up into something that's tangible that you get in the store, which is really difficult to get across to someone on your website, but where I think Instagram allows us to do it better than anywhere else.
Okay, well, sounds like Instagram's doing well for you. What would you say is like if you could give a piece of advice to other business owners about marketing a legacy brand, what would it be?
Really to try to be clear with what you're trying to accomplish today. And you know, that's something you own as a business owner, is what do you want to stand for right now? And who do you want to be right now? And ideally that's evolving as much as the store is evolving. But you know, once you decide what you're trying to transmit, you got to stay true to that. And so we do exhaustively almost try to make sure we're talking about who's the guy, who's our target person here, who is the guy in this particular ad, who are we talking to, and make sure that we're clear with that. And we've got it really nailed down to like 3 or 4 types of people that we're trying to speak to, and we just are relentlessly going after those 4 target people and try not to get off course too easily, because we probably really sell to I don't know, maybe 15 different customers, but at the end of the day the aspirational customer is the one that we really want to speak to. And so we're always trying to make sure that we run it through that filter. And so that I think is really important for any store, no matter what you're selling. Well, you know, you could be a bakery and you still should be thinking in terms of who is my customer and who am I trying to speak to today.
Yeah, that's fantastic advice. Thank you so much. And thanks for so much for sharing all this information, letting others know, kind of into a quick look at how they can market their own businesses too.
My pleasure. I love talking about this stuff.
Definitely. All right. Well, that's it, guys, for today. If you would like to check out their brand online or in store, I will list everything you need to know, including the Instagram page that we talked about, in the show notes.
Thanks very much, everybody.